to leave in 10 minutes, so I'm kind of pushing it on time, but I thought I would do a quick little video showing you the 5-star reads I've read currently. The 5-star reads I've recently read and I've absolutely loved, to the point where I've bought trophy books for them just so that I can have them on my shelf. But yeah, I really enjoyed these, so I thought I needed to tell you guys, I needed to let you guys know what my thoughts were and why I loved them so much. The first book is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, and this is actually the second book in a standalone, I think it's going to be a 3-book series. The first one is When in Rome. I haven't read that one, but I definitely will. I have it on my Kindle, but I definitely will read it now that I've read this one, because oh my goodness, Will Griffin, he is just absolutely, it's so good. Yeah, it's small town romance. She's a florist, he's a bodyguard, he's bad boy, he's all tatted up, she's innocent, sweet. She's got kind of a reputation of being the sweet girl that no one messes around with. It's fake dating. He's trying to help her get, like, you know, dates and try and help her improve her social reputation around the town. And yeah, it was just so cute. I was literally kicking my feet the whole time. And if you haven't read this, definitely recommend. I wish I'd read this sooner. Then it was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So this was on my TBR for so long. It's been on my TBR for about 1.5 years, and it's been on my bookshelf. And I was just like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it, because I know it's a LGBTQ plus book, and I've never read those books before. I am open-minded to read them, but I just haven't, so I was a bit unsure on whether I'd like that sort of thing. And I absolutely loved this book. I listened to it on Audible, and it was just amazing. It's kind of like, it gave me The Notebook, where Evelyn is in the present day and she's old and she wants this journalist to write an autobiography on her behalf, and she's kind of going back in time and reliving how she became Evelyn Hugo. And I just absolutely loved it. I think her life was just amazing, and it was really sad at the same time, and I think it just showed the struggles of what people in the LGBTQ community had to deal with in the 40s, 50s, 60s, I mean even today. But it showed that, well, she had to have 7 husbands. So I can't explain it, but you just need to read this. I think it's so eye-opening, and I loved it. Then I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I didn't think I'd like this again either, because this is like a murder mystery thriller. It's YA, so it's aimed at like 13-year-olds, so I wasn't sure, and I saw that BBC were filming something with it, so I believe it's coming out in June or July, the BBC show. So I was like, I kind of want to read the book. I have them all. I was like, I want to read the book before I watch the series, and so I did, and I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. It was gripping the whole time. I didn't want to stop reading it. Yeah, it had my attention. I think it was so clever how Holly did it, and yeah, I'm really excited to watch the TV series. So this was another 5-star for me. If you haven't seen this, where have you been, Loka? Because Elsie Silver is the just of cowboy romances. Even though this isn't technically a cowboy romance, they still live on a ranch near Chestnut Springs, so it counts. But yeah, so it's enemies. It's bickering childhood friends to lovers, and she breaks up with her boyfriend, moves from the city down to her family hometown, and she works for her old childhood, what do you call it? They didn't get along as children, they bickered a lot. That's what I'm trying to say, they bickered a lot. So she works for him, and it's just cute and lovely. And there's a single dad romance, and I believe this whole series is going to be single dad romance, which, you know, Elsie Silver just knows how to write. But yeah, I loved it. Again, couldn't put it down, and I am super excited for the rest of the series. The last book I absolutely loved was Hate Mail. Now this is Donna Marchetti, I believe that's how you say it. This is her debut book, which is actually amazing. and I believe there is more coming in the future. But Hate Mail is just so good. It was so light-hearted and so like sweet. So Nomi and Luca have basically been pen pals since they were children, and they've always bickered. They would try and write as much hate in these letters as they could, and it went on for about 10 years, and then suddenly he stops, and 2 years later her and her friend decide that they want to figure out where Luca went. So it's kind of like her trying to find him, and it was a little bit predictable, because you just knew, but I still really enjoyed it, and I think it was just beautiful. So if you haven't read this already, please go and read it, because it just, I don't know, I think I get along with banter, so I think it was just fun, it was just exciting, and I think, yeah, again, I couldn't put it down. So those are my most recent 5-star reads. I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know if you've read any of these or if they're on your TBR. And yeah, let me know what you thought about them in the comments below.